Hi there, this is H. Victoria Hargro Atkerson. I'm an author and a writer, and I want to continue our discussion on what it takes to become a writer. So we did how to, that we should identify ourselves as a writer. That's the first step. The next step is to do the work. Okay, so in order to do the work, you have to claim a place, claim a time, and that's going to be conducive to you writing. Find a space in your home, find a space on your bed, find an hour or two that no one is using a particular space in your home. Use that. Sometimes it's the kitchen table, sometimes it's the sofa. I do a lot. I write everywhere, so I don't have a. I do have a writing studio, but I do not always write there. I write everywhere. If I'm at the doctor's office, I'll write at the doctor's office. Wherever I am, that's what I do. I firmly believe that a writer writes. So make the time, make the space, and commit yourself to sitting down, to actually sit there and do the job with your paper and your pen or your laptop or whatever you have. Do the work. That means you got to commit yourself to a project, and we're going to talk about projects, how to begin that project. That's something we will discuss later. Um, but commit yourself to a project, because that's where your thrill and all your energy is going to go. So be passionate about it. Find something that you're really interested in and develop that project so that you can work on it. And even think of yourself. Someone I heard not too long ago explaining the process to other people. This person was a writer, and he was saying, picture your book on a shelf, and a particular shelf. What department is it in? What section of the library is it in? And think about the genre you want to go into, whether it's mystery writing, do you want to do comedy, do you want to do romance, you want to do historical data, do you want to do poetry, I mean, there's so many genres out there. Do you want to do children's stories? So there is a lot that you have to consider, but you want to narrow your focus and focus in on what you want to do, what type of writing you're thinking about doing. So do that. It is going to be it's going to be wonderful, and you'll be okay. Don't don't sit back and not do anything. That's the main thing you have to remember. Do not be sedentary, okay? So once you claim your space and claim the time that you're going to write, and you've already told your family you're doing this is me. So start on your project and commit yourself to sitting there. Start out with an hour or two a day and see what you come up with for that hour or two. See if that's fruitful for you. And forge ahead, because you're just beginning to do something really magnificent. You've already looked at different types of writers, and in some way you should be processing the type of writer you want to become and get some energy from that, because I think that's really critical for you to do that. Um, do that, and then take advantage of every opportunity that you have, whether you're like I do, whether you're in the, the doctor's office, or anywhere else, sitting in a train station, to keep your pad there, or your laptop there, and do some writing. I mean, it's easier for me to do pad and pencil. Sometimes I feel like the story runs smoother, or it flows easier when it's actually coming out of my hand into that pen onto the page. There's something about connecting to that piece of paper that is magical in a way. And also, when you sit down at your computer, you can get that same energy, just feeling those keys and knowing that you're producing something that's going to be great. So think about all of those things that you want to do, and look at yourself as a writer. Now, this is this is the cute part. If you sit there with paper, pen, computer, whatever you have, and nothing comes out, I mean, you can spend weeks and weeks and weeks doing this and nothing comes out, that means that you're not ready for it. Release it and come back when you think you are prepared for it. Sometimes you have to wait, like I did. I always felt like I could write, but I never committed myself to it until much later in life. So maybe you're one of those people, and nothing's wrong and nothing's right. It's just that sometimes you're not ready to do the activity. Maybe you don't have enough experience to do it. Maybe there's just too much going on in your life. You haven't streamlined your life enough. You didn't close off enough time and space for you to do it now. But don't feel bad about that. No, just breathe a moment, make a decision. You're not ready. You're not ready. Don't worry about it. It will come when it comes, and feel confident on whatever decision you make to either go ahead with the project or wait until you're more ready. Maybe you need to go back and do some research on your topic. Maybe the topic you chose is just not doing it for you, because it has to come from you. It has to come from you. You have to write about something that you know, something that you love, or something you're passionate about. It doesn't really matter what that topic is, but you're going to have to, at some point, make a commitment. And sitting there doing the job is the job of a writer. You're going to have to sit there and actually type words onto a paper in a systematic way that it will develop a wonderful story that you're going to tell. Or you're going to write an article about something, current event that's going on in your life, or you're going to write a poem about something that you are experiencing or something that you have observed. So whatever the situation is, if it's not coming, it's just not coming, and don't feel bad about it. A writer writes, and at this particular time, you may not be a writer. You may be an aspirant to become a writer, but you're not a writer yet. So maybe you need to go back and do more research, which means exploring, do more reading, talk to people. I interviewed tons. I knew I wanted to write romance, or write about romance and sexual education, which I feel like I do through my books now. I don't actually do lectures on sex education anymore, but I do feel like I'm building an awareness for sexual education in my books, because I think people read and they see things that are appropriate, things that are not appropriate. So find something that you are passionate about. Maybe what you thought you were passionate about, it just didn't work out, and that is okay. Feel what's in your heart, and you have to be in tune with that. So meditation helps. I know a lot of people who do meditation, and just it helps you to focus on yourself, focus on the things that you care about. Breathe deeply. Do not be intimidated by this process. It may take a little longer for you to get there, and that's okay. You may be like me, you're a late bloomer, but sometimes you're so busy living, you don't have time to sit up and write about living. So it's okay. So just remember, a writer writes, and that will be, I think, your indication as to whether you are ready for this or not. Now, when you get an opportunity, I have a new book out that I want you to go to Kindle or your bookstore to order, and that is Enslaved. Okay, make sure that you take a look at it and order it. I think you're going to enjoy it. It's a new way of kind of looking at things. I think we had a lot of different versions of slavery depicted over the years, and I think will be another one, a new focus. So take a look at it and let me know what you think, okay? Now, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been great. I love sharing ideas with you, and like I said, writing is something I love, so I'm happy to talk about it. And let me know if there's something that you want me to discuss. I would love to do that. So leave a comment in the comment section, and like this program. I'm losing my voice. And be sure to push the red button. That will help. That will allow you to I'm losing my voice and my ability to speak. But the red button will allow you to tune in to each one of my videos, and it will let you know when I'm posting a video. So, excuse me while I tell you this. I'm awfully sorry. Love someone special, and most of all, love to you. Take care, and you have a great day, okay? Take care.